Rebuttal.
Or what about this? When we just gonna go back to living off the land? You know what I'm saying? You got some cows, you got some chicken, you got some livestock, you got some land. You know what I'm saying? It's you and your family. Y'all just plow the fields, and I don't have an issue with working. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue working hard, getting my hands dirty. Like, that's every person want to do that. Especially you a man, you a provider, you want to do that, bro. Everybody need that. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. It's your boy Petro P, and we back with another one. Excuse the background, bro. I'm not finna get up and make my bed every day. It's made enough. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna get into that, man. How y'all doing today? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. You know, I'm trying to get back on track with this shit. Stay on track. Get y'all, pump y'all some new videos every day. Pump y'all a few if I can when I'm not training. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that go. I'm not trying to get effed up. Training come first. But without further ado, man, we're gonna get straight to it. Title of the video today is Gen Z deserves much better than this. Man, I'm assuming we talking about, I don't know, me being a Gen Zer, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was born, I don't know if I want to tell y'all, I am middle Gen Z. You know what I'm saying? Not the youngest, but I'm not the oldest. Yeah, and this shit, no, this sucks. So before I get to yapping too much and talking too much, we finna get straight into it, man. Let's go. Let's get it. Title, oh yeah. Video by Philosophical Gamer. So shout out to him and everything he got going on. We're gonna see what he's talking about, man.
I'm genuinely tired. Not lazy, not entitled. Just exhausted from working jobs that expect the energy of a startup founder.
On me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm tired of, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm tired of older folks looking at us like we wrong for not wanting to work forever. For a company that's barely paying us, they nickel and diming us, bro. Like, wages of living going up. The wages at work not going up, though. But they want overtime and all this. We go and put in however much overtime and give you that much money. And my bad if I'm talking funny, bro. My lip busted, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got caught, some shit. It's part of the game. But yeah, they nickel and diming us. And then when we say, hey, we really don't want to be a part of this method no more, because that's the method they've been, the boomers been running on everybody else for the past however long. We say we want to do that. Now we lazy. They don't know what to do this. They don't want to hire us. I feel like that's weird. I ain't even gonna lie. The fact that you can see on a job application how old somebody is and be like, oh, well, we don't like their generation, and discriminate against them for that is crazy, bro. You're hearing about people with college degrees getting out and not getting jobs because they are Gen Z. They don't have enough experience. What do you mean? We just got out of college. You told us to go get the degree. A degree is necessary. So what? You expect us to work and have a degree at the same time? That really don't make no sense, man. It's kind of upsetting. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it. I'm ready for a change. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. Out here where I'm at, they done changed a few schools to four-day work weeks. 4-day school weeks, my bad. And the fifth day, Friday, they got off or some shit. I don't know, man. I see we start seeing changes like that, something might come of it, man. But hopefully they raise wages.
While paying like it's 2009, you're expected to be passionate, flexible, available, resilient, fast, and forever grateful for the opportunity.
Man, let me say this. McDonald's is paying better than warehouses out here. Better than a lot of places. I don't know if y'all seen that. They paying like, where I'm at, they paying like 21, 22 to flip burgers, man. Ain't no shame in that, bro. Where's your first job? Let me know in the comments how much they pay you. Was it worth it? You still there?
Meanwhile, rent, food, and basic living costs have tripled. But wages? Same as always. When did it become normal to treat survival like a privilege? This is a real story from a real Reddit user expressing their real frustration with the horrible world and economy.
Oh, he ain't even read that hoe. Oh yeah, we gonna go back. We gonna tap in. I'm gonna get y'all right, bro. Why does every job want you to go above and beyond? Go above and beyond energy, for barely meet rent pay? Know your worth. I'm genuinely tired, not lazy, not entitled, just exhausted from working jobs that expect the energy of a startup founder while paying like it's 2009. You're expected to be passionate, flexible, available, and resilient, fast, and forever. Grateful for the opportunity. Meanwhile, rent, food, basic life costs have tripled, but wages, same always. When did it become normal to treat survival like a privilege? Anyone else feel like the system gaslights you into thinking burnout is a personal problem and not a symptom of how broken everything is? Absolutely, bro. These people want you to come in and do the most, but they giving you a half-eaten Subway sandwich and a dirty sock at the end of the shift. And then wonder why you don't want to come in, or why, you know what I'm saying, why you're not just participating. You asking so much of me, but not paying me nothing. And when I leave here, I still got to make ends meet. So when I come back the next day, I'm like, damn, this ain't going to be enough. I got to do something different. I can't get my all into this. I guarantee you, bro, if every job was, you know, if it was like back in the day, you had one job and fund 2 separate families, have 5 different houses, and get properties and stuff. If we were getting paid that, man, people would be out here banging their jobs like a game. They taking care of me. I ain't going nowhere. But they don't do that. It's really sad. It's really, you know.
The user expressing their real frustration.
And mind you, bro, we just got here. I haven't been working my whole life, bro. I just got here. I don't even want to do this shit. Shit's trash. You ain't got no time for nothing outside of this. You got to be at work. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got bills. Barely get paid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Can't enjoy yourself, bro.
With the horrible world and economy older generations left us. It is something a lot of Gen Z are waking up to every day and questioning more and more. Why is every day such a struggle just to survive? Why do we even have to earn a living in the first place? Does human life itself not have any inherent value outside of what we...
Earning the living sound crazy. I seen a dude talking about it the other day. You have to earn the right to live, as in if you don't work, you die because you don't have food, you don't have rent, you don't have shelter. Versus back in the day, they had everything off one funky ass job. Crazy. And then look at us like we tripping.
We earn. Well, that's certainly what delusional boomers...
The degrees don't even mean anything anymore. They mean, you know what I'm saying, if you get the right degree in the right field, yeah. But for you people just getting shit over with.
And corporate chills would like for you to believe. The world doesn't owe you anything. Society doesn't owe you anything. What? You think you should just get free stuff? You think you're entitled to free housing, food, and healthcare just for existing? You're such a whiny, sensitive, entitled snowflake. As the millennial defense lawyer for Gen Z, I have to extend a formal apology. You see, I've deconstructed and refuted this boomer horse.
You don't owe them a job. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, like, you know.
Shit on many occasions, but I've just...
And then let me get into this. I don't know too much about tariffs and stuff, but what I'm hearing, personally, we ain't gonna talk about too much, but these tariffs are gonna affect the cost of inventory for these huge jobs, right? So that's gonna be leaving people with, leaving the companies with less product that costs more. Therefore, the customers won't be buying as much, from my understanding, or, you know what I'm saying, it'll be harder for them to get their hands on certain stuff. So in order to even that out, they just gonna start laying people off. So they, instead of just breaking even, they could make some money at the end. We just lay you off and take your salary for whatever.
Now realized I was approaching it from the complete wrong angle. I've always just said that if society doesn't owe you anything, you don't owe society anything either. Though it's an okay argument, it kind of plays into their hands where they bait you into fighting their bullshit premise with your own bullshit.
If we all come together though, bro, and we, you know what I'm saying, take over, we can fix some shit.
Rebuttal.
Or what about this? When we just gonna go back to living off the land? You know what I'm saying? You got some cows, you got some chicken, you got some livestock, you got some land, you know what I'm saying? It's you and your family. Y'all just plow the fields, and you know, I don't have an issue with working. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue working hard, getting my hands dirty. Like, that's, every person want to do that. Especially you a man, you a provider, you want to do that, bro. Everybody need that, you know what I'm saying? Old people need some work, so they not just sitting around. But the type of work y'all trying to get us to do, like make a living off this and expect it to be forever, and then, like, you mess up one time, you get a weird manager, they get you out of there like that. Hell no. When we going back to living off the land and feeding ourselves with our own hands, and, you know what I'm saying, going down to the square, you know what I'm saying, going down to the old town and selling stuff, you know what I'm saying, providing a service.
And in a battle of bullshit, they're always going to have an advantage, given their whole generation is a bunch of professional bullshitters. So, in this video, instead of fighting their bullshit with our own bullshit, we're just going to directly cut off their endless supply of bullshit at its source. Because this idea that society doesn't owe you anything is total and utter BS. Society actually does owe you food, housing, healthcare, education, and more. You, as a human being, inherently deserve this and are entitled to it as an intrinsic right just for existing. I know, sounds crazy, right? But trust me, it only sounds crazy because we've been so far brainwashed from an entire lifetime of delusional boomer nonsense. By the end of this video, you'll realize...
Man, I ain't gonna lie, this is off topic. Assassin's Creed 2 is so crazy. Assassin's Creed 2 is so crazy. Ezio is the coldest assassin on you. We could argue all day. Ain't now one better. He's the ideal. He's the face of this shit.
It is actually crazy we ever thought...
I remember seeing him delete his whole family. Bro, I was like 9 years old. Bro, I'm crying in the living room. Also, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never experienced this. I'm thinking about my family. Like, what would I do? You know what I'm saying? All type of shit. Hard. 10 out of 10.
Society didn't owe us anything in the first place. You're about to see a lot of historical, philosophical, and moral reasons why we all deserve better.
Skip through this. My bad,
millennials isn't how they totally ruin the economy and society. It's how they constantly lie to us. The most horrible thing that boomers have done to us Gen Z and millennials isn't how they totally ruin the economy and society. It's how they constantly lie to, manipulate, and gaslight us into thinking we don't deserve better. There have been bad economic times.
We can't do nothing, bro, for the ones that graduated around COVID, during COVID, bro. After COVID, bro, even current day, nobody goes outside. Like, even when people outside, they don't really talk. They all on their phones. Everybody weird. The clubs are dead. You know what I'm saying? There's no fun. There's no outlets for people. There's no community. I tried to talk to somebody on the street the other day. Looked at me like I was crazy. I don't want nothing from you. Ain't nobody gonna kidnap you. Ain't nobody finna steal nothing from you. Oh, God. You're crazy, bro. Like you sideways. Like, it's weird to, you know? I don't know.
Times in the past. But
our parents ain't go through this. You know what I'm saying? My parent, one of my parents is a millennial. You know what I'm saying? And ain't deal with none of this. They were outside kicking it, having fun. You know, they ain't had to deal with this type of shit today. It's about 30 something. Not us. Before we even make it to our mid-20s, we dealing with this immediately. Fresh out of high school. Oh, economy crashing. World War III. What? Getting drafted. We changing the draft date to 27. What's going on? Crazy work.
But we've always recovered because people stood up and demanded better by constantly gaslighting us, by calling us lazy, spoiled, entitled, or whatever. They not only force us to live with the horrible economy they created, they suppress us from rising up, fighting back, and demanding meaningful change. But once we deconstruct these manipulative lies, solutions begin to emerge. But it all starts in understanding the fact that we do actually deserve better, and we have every right to fight for it. I've been reading a lot of history recently, and there's one specific era.
This is back to Assassin's Creed. This shit changed the parkour game. I don't know if y'all was trying to parkour when y'all was young. I was scratching my hands up. I'm trying to run up the side of the house, all type of shit.
Which people had shockingly similar mentalities as Gen Z. The Renaissance era. The Renaissance was an age of incredible enlightenment, scientific, and cultural advancement. And this was largely driven...
I keep pausing, bro, but you know, every time I think about like just older societies and people are like, yeah, bro, we were smarter than them back in the day. We are not smarter than these people up here. We just have different technology. We have different tools to make the processes of the things we want to do a lot shorter. But these people were geniuses. We are still we still on par with that. But I hate when people are like they were dumb back in the day. They weren't dumb. They just didn't have the tools. Give them an iPhone and chat GPT with everything we got now and see what you know what I'm saying, see what these niggas would have did.
Driven by the incredibly bold intellectual thinkers of their time. Renaissance thinkers like Pico della Miranda
But they were, I don't know, I ain't gonna say this dude was racist. Back in the day, they were racist. So I don't know. They might have smaller IQs, man. I don't know.
Leonardo Bruni and Erasmus believed that society existed to serve individuals, not the other way around, as boomers would have you believe. They believed in food, housing, and education as an inherent human right, not something you have to earn the way animals do. Most importantly, they believe that we are more than just our jobs, that our value comes from our humanity and not our work output. Work is just something we do, not who we are.
Facts. You just do it, make the money, come home, and build whatever you got going on after that, bro. Unless this is your career. If this is your career and you plan on staying here forever, then I guess all the power to you. But for a lot of people, that's not the case.
You know, if you're
it's hard to work up from a grunt position all the way to the CEO. You damn near gotta start your own thing.
Gen Z watching this, it's good to know your generation isn't alone in thinking this way.
Freedom.
Some of the absolute greatest thinkers responsible for the greatest achievements in human history thought just like you. We are going to be taking the 3 biggest pathetic virgin boomer lies.
He just looked like he finna, you know what I'm saying, rat on some shit, call the manager, write you up, some fuck shit.
They used to gaslight
he might be cool,
and directly debunk them with real quotes and philosophy from Giga Chad Renaissance thinkers. Lie number 1, society doesn't owe you anything. Society doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything. Grow up and take accountability. You and I have heard
pull
this
yourself
nonsense
up by
a
your
million
bootstraps
times over from our asshole boomer parents. It's really a sick manipulation tactic of blame.
There's parents out there that don't believe they owe you nothing, bro. But it's like, bro, ain't nobody asked to be here. You kind of do. Oh, what's this? You press play on the game. You kind of do. Oh, us something till the day we die. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of parents don't want to hear that shit.
Shifting the terrible economic conditions they created onto a younger generation that wasn't even born.
Some parents don't take care of their kids. Shit.
When they caused these problems. By telling you to take personal responsibility, they put the onus on an 18-year-old to navigate this horrible economy. They get to ironically avoid taking any responsibility themselves for fixing the broken system they created. But the idea that society doesn't owe you anything is objectively
they
false.
Don't want that.
Let's take a look at how Renaissance thinkers beautifully debunked this horseshit. Leonardo Bruni
this nigga, but he on their ass, bro, calling this shit horse shit, all type of shit.
Is the perfect Renaissance thinker to deconstruct the boomer idea that society doesn't owe you anything. One of the founding voices of civic humanism, Bruni saw society as not some sacred top-down order, but as a man-made project designed to serve the human good. Bruni correctly points out in many of his writings that society only exists because humans created it.
Bro, listen. Listen. I ain't gonna lie. I be arguing with my shorty over this all the time. Society is not real, bro. Society is just a group of people that go, hey, we're gonna wear this color T-shirt and we're gonna do these things. We're gonna follow these traditions, and we set the rules for how people act behaviorally. But if you don't care about society, you don't care about what people think, that shit don't exist to you. It don't matter, bro. If you know, unless you just doing some crazy shit that's gonna end up getting you locked up, you being strange outside, then everybody as a whole like, yeah, put them away. You know what I'm saying? Come, you know they're gonna try to angry mob you up out of there. But even then, society is not real, bro. Like, I don't know. People think that society gonna say, it's not happening, bro. Because if society fail, if we all go into a state of anarchy right now, society is no longer a thing. Like, democracy is no longer a thing. It's just people living off the land. So all this shit, y'all, people talking about, that shit go out the window.
Society.
And the only thing left is you. What you got, feet on floor. You know what I'm saying? What skills you have, you know?
Is artificial. It doesn't randomly appear in nature. We created it. It exists only because we created it specifically to protect and uplift each other. If it is not doing that, it's not a society. It's just
real.
A system of domination. Society is not a divine structure handed down. It is a tool created by people.
Culture.
For people. Therefore, that means we are not guests in this society. We are the architects of it. And that means society has a moral responsibility to serve people's needs, including education, health,
niggas doing jumps like that IRL. You're shattering everything.
care, and housing.
This game is crazy.
And not just offer a brutal playing field of competition. He also believed that human virtue requires freedom from poverty. We can only act good and moral if our basic needs are secured. This is why he praised public investment and city services. His logic was, if society wants good citizens, it has to give them the chance to become good and not perpetually trap them in misery. Society was built by humans for humans, by your ancestors as well as mine. Animals don't build societies, humans do, and thus society exists specifically for the purpose of serving humans. If it is not serving the best interest of its people, there's literally no point for it to exist.
Facts, bro. Facts, bro. Like, that shit is fake. Like, if it's not helping you, then then what? Like, then all that shit go out the window.
At all. Hey guys, just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 10K subscribers. If you're new here and enjoying this,
out, man.
Definitely consider subscribing for more epic takedowns of delusional boomer nonsense.
A lot of the things we take as normal are actually fucking insane, okay?
Oh, this video.
The phrase "to earn a living" is batshit crazy. Do you understand how crazy?
This Gen Z Chad right here has to be a Renaissance thinker reincarnated. I recently made a video defending him and his points, and I got a bunch of comments from delusional boomers making the same rebuttal over and over.
And then, I don't know, I ain't gonna lie, the Gen Xers and the boomers just be wanting to hate on something, bro. Y'all younger than us, we just gonna hate. Like, for what, bro? If we change this, you be on vacation too. You just hating. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see in a lot of older people, bro. I guess they passed their prom and shit like that. They don't be having, like, they don't be important in life no more. They just stuck at that trash ass 9 to 5 they've been at for the past 25 years, and no one cares about them in that hoe. So they turn to the internet, or when they see young cats outside, they just hate on them. Man, I seen this, bro. Listen, bro. This is not too long ago, bro. I fade the it's a little corner stove on my crib. Fade that whole little gas station. Walk in. Old head, 40, you know what I'm saying? He not 40. He at least 67, going on 80, skinny, black man, gray hair. You can tell he coming in here looking for a 40 ounce, something to drink. He already drunk. So come in, it's me, one other cat. He looking about my age, bro. He looking through the little, you know what I'm saying? He trying to find him some snacks. I'm just trying to get some gas so I can get going. When I walk in, I see him walk in, bro. I see him on his phone. I hear something on his phone, like just somebody ranting. I hate people, you know what I'm saying? You step in my way, I'm gonna do this and the third. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, is that him talking on his video? Like, he sound like it's a recording, or is that a viral video with him? So, you know what I'm saying, the little clerk lady go, hey, how you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? It's him, then it's me, it's another one. Clerk lady go, how you doing, man? You doing all right? He go, I'm good. Straight to shoot her, nigga. Shoot her, huh? And the lady go, oh, don't do that. She said, yeah, I'm ready to do that. I keep it on me. It's these 2000s babies. Da-da-da-da-da. In my head, I look up. I look at the dude across the store. He look at me. In my head, I'm like, bro, what he want me to do? Take off on him right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna hold you. Pose in a car if it was even gonna be that. But I'm not finna escalate this or that, bro. That's dry as hell. Who is this old man? How, you almost 70 years old. What Gen Zer do you know? Besides your grandchildren. None. You just dry hating. Because that's the trend to do. Like, it's cool to hate on us on Instagram and on TikTok and wherever the hell he on his phone. Clearly, he talking to somebody. His crowd or probably nobody. Because he old as hell. He drunk as hell. He ain't got nothing going on. But these Gen Zs, these Gen Z babies. Like, y'all, it's damn near some propaganda. Everybody just hating on this. These YNs, these this and the third. Like, what? I know when he say that, he's looking at me. I mean, he ain't looking at me, but you obviously trying to throw subliminals to me. What you want me? I'm not finna give you what you want, brother. You an old man. You don't know one Gen Zer. You don't know one true Gen Zer, bro. You just dry saying shit. Power struggling with Casper, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you, especially us. Like, I don't know. I think that shit weird though.
Over that, hey, earning a living isn't crazy. The entire animal kingdom is proof you have to earn a living. Now, before we dive into what a Renaissance thinker would have to say about this, it should be...
Because let's say I did do that. I come across him. He go to sleep. I'm wrong. I'm wrong for doing that. So I don't know. That's weird, bro. Like, y'all too old to be trying to do this with us.
Noted that out of all the idiotic boomer crap I've heard in my life, this is the most ridiculous one that can easily be debunked with plain common sense. You don't necessarily need a Renaissance philosopher to refute this. If we're living by the rules of the animal kingdom now, this logic can be used to justify literally every crime from theft to murder.
I'm stronger than you, it's mine. I'm not as scary as you, I beat you up. I take it, it's mine. It's your land, we kill everybody, it's mine. Delete everybody, it's mine. Come on now, like, that's what real life is. Not society, that's what real life is. But people just don't do that because society saves them from that. Because if you call them people, boom, but none of this was a thing and all this come crashing down, all this shit go out the window. It's over with. You better learn to defend yourself, grow some food, get some livestock, get some land, and be self-sufficient.
Murder. Hey, murder is okay. The entire animal kingdom is proof of that. Hey, stealing is okay. The entire animal kingdom is proof of that.
And then, bro, these boomers that got all this wealth and this and the third, bro, a lot of they people stole, pillaged, and raped everything to get to where they at. So it wasn't even a fair head start. You didn't even work for this. You took it. And then y'all just changed the rules. Like, that shit weak.
It's kind of stupid that boomer logic is so degenerate that I find myself having to dedicate an entire segment on how Renaissance thinkers proved the bleedingly obvious fact that humans are different from animals. But here we are. Pico della Mirandola was a philosopher, child prodigy, and intellectual rock star of the Renaissance era. In Oration on the Dignity of Man, Pico argued that every human being is born with divine potential. He didn't just elevate the individual, he said that dignity isn't earned. It's inherent. You don't have to work for the right to matter. Man is the most fortunate of living things. He can degenerate into the lower forms of life or be reborn into the divine. Renaissance thinkers drew a hard line between humans and animals, as they obviously should. I mean, this should just be common sense, but delusional boomer logic has managed to convince us we're no different from animals. Pico della Mirandola made this the cornerstone of Oration on the Dignity of Man. He argued humans alone were born with free will and limitless potential, the power to choose, grow, imagine, and improve in a direct...
You know how hand your strong gotta be? How strong your hands gotta be?
And stark contrast to the modern-day Darwinian-minded boomers. Mirandola argued that the human capacity for rational thought and reasoning inherently separates our own worth from that.
That's what dude's saying now, but it's a bunch of people out there that really are not that smart, and it shot me every day. I ain't gonna hold you. Are you smart?
Of animals. If this Renaissance gigachad heard boomers spout this nonsense of even animals have to work, he would simply say, well, that's exactly why humans shouldn't live like animals. Animals follow instincts. Humans build systems. If our systems can't guarantee dignity, then the system, not the individual, has failed. We specifically built societies so that we don't have to live like beasts. If boomer logic is that we should live like beasts, anyways, first of all, they should be fully prepared to completely give up their own social security checks, as I don't know of any animal that receives social security. And second of all, what the hell was the point of building a society in the first place if we're meant to live like animals? Lie number 3. Your entire worth as a human being is determined by your job. This one is personal to me. It's been as frustrating to me as I'm sure it is to you. Everyone seems to judge you only by your job and...
Man, that don't mean nothing, bro. You know, I'm getting past that now, bro. Just feeling like you gotta take that next step in life. Like, bro, as long as you're not deleted or in jail somewhere or like hurting somebody, bro, and you doing your own thing, bro, that shit don't matter, bro. As long as you living or making a living, you can wake up every day, you breathe, and you enjoying yourself, bro. That's all that matter, bro. Trying to hit every goal. Oh, I got this degree, now I got this job, now I'm going this far, and you do all this shit, you just grinding your whole life away. You look up 20 years and went by, bro. You don't look up 5 years and went by, and it's not even worth half the shit that you don't work for, bro. Like, I don't know. That's how I've been feeling as of lately, at least, bro. I'm just trying to just let me live my life, bro. Like, I don't know.
How much money you make. Every time you strike up a conversation with someone new, the first question you always get asked after what's your name is, so, what do you do? But why? Why is it that our...
How does that matter? I'm at a shit job, just like you, like, all you care.
entire worth and existence is...
Oh, you're a dentist. You're a lawyer. You're a neuroscientist. Oh, you just work at Walmart. Oh, you not important no more. Oh, you a nobody. Like, you never know. Best rapper in the world, work at Walmart. Best surgeon in the world, working at Walmart right now. But he ain't had the tools to get him through college like you did. And now you just... he irrelevant now. You just discard him. Like, man, come on.
Reduced to a job title and a number on a spreadsheet. We've all felt at some point just how unnatural this is. But is this just the way things are? Were things always this way? Well, the Renaissance era says the answer is a resounding no. Meet Michel de Montaigne, our next Giga Chad Renaissance thinker that will help us RKO the crap out of this delusional boomer nonsense. When I read the work, no pun intended, of Montaigne, I can't help but think he's a modern-day Gen Z guy who took a time machine back to the Renaissance era. Montaigne was a 16th century French nobleman, writer, and philosopher. He pioneered the essay as a literary form. Yeah, you know all those annoying essays you had to write in high school? You can thank this guy for that. Montaigne was the original...
Fade. He owe us a fade, man. When it's all said and done, I make it up. Yeah, you owe me that.
Anti-hustle culture quiet quitter. He adamantly believed and wrote about how he believed life was about living, not just grinding. He believed the purpose of life wasn't work. It was to live fully, thoughtfully, and leisurely.
Right there.
The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. He wrote in his famous book, Essays. If boomers asked him, why should you just get stuff for free? Montaigne would simply reply, why should you waste your short life in constant toil just to be productive? He argued that leisure isn't laziness. It's actually where self-knowledge and wisdom are born. And he's
that free time you get to work on yourself. When you at work all day, we work, bro. If there are 24 hours in a day, 8, 16, 24. 8 of those hours you sleep. The other 8 hours, you at work. Now you got 8 hours to do whatever the hell you want to do. That's nothing, bro. Hindsight 2020. Look up 2 hours and 30 minutes that went by. Look up another 2:30 that went by. You know what I'm saying? You 5 hours deep now. You got 3 hours to make it shake before you gotta go to sleep. Come on. Or you could stay up and do whatever, but it's just gonna be the decline of your mental. Like, you don't never get no time to work on yourself or shake back, bro.
Absolutely right about this. Let's just be honest here. Can any of us remember a time where we had an incredible life-changing epiphany in the middle of a mindless and soulless 8-hour shift? One of the biggest arguments I always hear from delusional boomers is, but how will society run if no one works? But according to actual data, over half of societal jobs are not essential to keep society running.
They not, bro. Get some chickens. Get some eggs. Rabbit meat. I been seeing meat rabbits, boy. I'll cook a goddamn rabbit, boy.
Anyways, and think how many potential great inventions and breakthroughs we've potentially missed due to everyone who's been intellectually stifled from having to work a soulless 9-to-5. Montaigne warned that chasing work and wealth for its own sake made people anxious, shallow, and unfree. Ambition is not a vice of little people. He saw people constantly striving, but for what? He called it out as a form of self-deception, or what Gen Z would call coping, chasing status to fill inner emptiness, instead of defining your worth by your...
Everybody want to get famous, everybody want to get rich, everybody want to do this and the third. Because they feel empty. You get on Instagram, you see everybody doing better than you, living this fake ass life. They the same age as you, in Dubai, in Brazil, in London, just partying it up, and you just like, damn, I've been working this hard, and I'm not getting nowhere. Like, that shit is defeating.
Your output or your job. Montaigne said inner life, reading, reflecting, appreciating beauty, understanding yourself, was what gave life meaning.
Dude.
We are great fools. He has spent his life in idleness, and we say, I haven't done anything today. What? Have you not lived? That is not only the fundamental, but the most illustrious of your occupations. What he's saying here is something Gen Z has been saying for years. Living and enjoying life itself is a valuable use of your time. You don't need to earn your place by constantly working yourself to death every day. Conclusion. A lot of you have been pushing me to talk more about solutions in my videos rather than just purely complaining.
I don't know, bro. I think something is to come of this, bro. Like, what y'all think? I feel like they either gonna have to raise wages, especially with all this inflation, all this. Well, I don't know who you believe in. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? Don't hate me at the stake, but this might be the end of it all. Jesus might be on his way back. For real this time. Ain't nobody getting along. Can't nobody get a girlfriend. Y'all ain't got no game. Y'all don't know how to talk to girls no more. Everybody working. Nobody want to work no more because this shit just not paying us. What's next? Can't get no worse.
About
we not even having kids. There ain't going to be enough people here to work the jobs when we start getting old. Ain't going to be no infrastructure no more. Like, come on, bro.
Problems. This is a bit tricky because I'm humble enough to admit I'm not a god who knows everything and knows exactly how to fix the many complicated problems we face. I personally think UBI is the answer. Some of you agree with me and a lot of you don't, and that's okay. I could be wrong as well for all I know. But whatever solution you believe in and want to fight for, it starts with first believing yourself to be worthy and deserving of a better life and future. Don't let older generations gaslight and manipulate you into believing you don't deserve better, because you absolutely do. And now, as you see, it's not just me who believes this. Some of the greatest thinkers and philosophers in history would totally agree with Gen Z if they were brought back to life today. And I hope that with this video, I was able to empower you to believe that you do deserve better and to fight for whatever solutions you believe in.
Come on, man. So let me know what y'all thought of the video. You know what I'm saying? You tired of working? Are you cool? Where you at? Your job nice, is decent. You know what I'm saying? You played all your cards right. Let me know. Without saying too much, man, y'all enjoy, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one.